Oh, welcome back to another episode of On the Spot Sports. I'm Jack, and today's episode we're joined by a very special guest, current professional hockey player Grant Coykendall with the Indiana Sentinels of the Federal Prospects Hockey League. And before he stepped foot in the Fed, he played in the USPHL Premier with the Ontario Junior Reign, the Fresh Coast Freeze, and then he played in the NA3HL with the New Jersey Junior Titans for his junior career. And he's from Kentwood, Michigan. So I'm really excited to get Grant on. So welcome to the show, Grant Coykendall.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, dude. How are you doing?
Doing good. Just living the dream, basically. First time being away from home, playing professional. Not the first time being away from home, but just getting paid to do what you love. Finally, playing in all those tier 3 leagues. But working in the off season, trying to build up to this point. It's great. It's a great feeling.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're living the dream. Living everyone's dream and playing professional hockey, and it's your first year in the Fed with the Indiana Sentinels. So how's your first year at pro going? Just like the whole learning experience going with becoming a pro.
It's a big stepping stone, but it's not. You're having a larger frame, bigger size. It's kind of something you're used to using it a lot, but and seeing other guys are now they're also bigger. You got to use a lot more, but it's a big learning curve and everything like that, and kind of getting in there. But just go in there, play what you usually play as a bigger guy, and just throw the body around and just do what you need to do what you're told, listen to the coaches, do the right things. Everything's gonna work out.
Yeah, for sure. Like, well, how do you think using your frame will help you in the long run? Like, you got a couple tilts already, so you got that out
Yeah.
of the way, and you're learning everything about the pro game. So, like, what about the big frame is going to help you be successful in pro?
It's gonna teach me more to be more aggressive on and off. So especially like going into corner battles, racing the pucks, it's gonna teach me to, just using the muscle, it's gonna beat everybody, especially in corners. And when guys try to step up, reversing them a lot, and gonna show some of the guys that are also smart. Seeing there's a younger guy with a larger frame. He's out here working day and night, just throwing the body around. It's gonna teach other guys, maybe if I do that too, it's going to work in the long run because a lot of teams that you play, they don't like to be hit, and when you start to hit, they just don't want. They're going to back off. And
Yeah.
seeing that, I've been doing that a lot in the past few games. Don't want to even come near me anymore. So I like that a lot. So if I just keep doing it, it's going to work more on, and it's going to help me push on to better leagues.
Yeah, for sure. Like that's huge, and you're just like using your body, using your frame, and like you're a tough guy. You're a tough customer too. Everyone learned that from your first game when you fought Justin Schmidt. So like, what was that getting in your first pro fight against a tough guy like Schmidt?
Uh, kind of a little bit of butterflies because it wasn't the first time I fought someone, but it was the first time that I am fighting a guy that's known to be a fighter.
Yeah,
And I didn't. I went into it when I first dropped him. I was like, okay, kind of feel this out. I'm like, I know he's gonna want to keep swinging and everything like that. What I'm gonna try to show him a side where kind of want to throw this side, but get him to grab that side and then easily switch to another side where I'm more aggressive and kind of just did that to him and then just went at him. And I don't think he really was expecting it right away. The guy, like with a younger guy, I feel like you're a veteran in the league and you go to drop him with a younger guy like that, you're not expecting them to just come right out the gate. And that's what I did. And I caught him way off guard. And so, it turned into a good fight. So, but he went down first and then got back up, got me a couple times. I went down and then that was it. But, survived that battle and we'll learn from that and progress on.
yeah, and you gain a lot of respect too from not only like guys like that, but like the teammates as well, coaches, you were in for a big tilt there, and you showed up that you can do it. So now you have that respect, and like you said, no one's gonna come near you anymore.
Yeah, so I love that. I love that. I wasn't expecting though when I got out the box that people would just start chanting 55 and I was like and I got out and guys are telling me that that's because of you. I was like just because I fought like I don't think I really kind of want to be like that, but I'll take it if I just keep using that larger frame.
Yep.
That's what we need here. And a lot of good teams hate it when you have to end up either fighting them or you just keep using the body, and they hate that. So
Yeah.
fans love it, and that's going to help win hockey games.
Yeah, it's just change the momentum and everything. Like when you get the fan base around you, like that atmosphere in Indiana is pretty cool. So like what's it like playing in the atmosphere? Like it's a smaller barn obviously, but you get the fans going and it filled like it's
Yeah,
a crazy place to play.
yeah. Like I wasn't expecting that home opener to be standing room only.
Yeah.
Like they must have worked very hard in the offseason to put that name out there. And we must have did our thing with all the outings and everything like that to get that support. And knowing that we're still getting sellout crowds with right now with where we're still at the stepping stone of getting into it, especially with the newer team, the team that's with has like 17 rookies on it. So, but when the wins start coming, I feel like the fans will start coming back in more, and that once we start winning, it will get better from here on out.
Yeah, it's even louder and like that. That's what you want to play for as a pro is the different buildings and everything like that and the fan bases and just the atmosphere because it really does drive, especially at home, it drives you guys and drives everyone else to play their best.
So, but yeah, there's just having a good atmosphere, and you hear it from professional guys in the NHL and AHL, even in the NFL and college. Just the atmosphere of
Yeah.
the fans kind of pushes you to actually get to even make them more proud of you and push on and to even win that game and blow that team out of the water towards the end and never give up.
Yeah, exactly. So you have 4 games under your belt so far for the season. So like what's your expectations going into like the remainder of the 52 games left that are in the season?
Just, with 4 games already in, just just don't stop. Just
Yeah.
keep pushing on. Try to get more training on the off ice and get better on the on ice and everything like that. And then keep putting it into games and keep pushing on and progress on and get pushed up. And then also try and get some more wins, start winning. Because once we start winning, I think this team will start getting on a roll and nobody would be able to stop us.
Yeah, once the train gets rolling, it doesn't stop.
Never, never.
Yeah, but I want to jump into like your youth career a little bit here before like going into your junior career, just to take it back to like where it all started. Like you're from Kenwood, Michigan. So like what was it like growing up in Michigan and what really got you into the game of hockey?
Growing up, I was born in a hospital in Kalamazoo that's just south of Grand Rapids, that Grand Rapids area. And I was put in a foster care, and I had a family that I was living with, and my parents that I currently have now that ended up adopting me got a call from the adoption agency saying, "We have a baby here. Um, it looks like it could be a Coykendall," and my mom jumped right up and said, let's go right now." And my parents came in, signed all the papers, everything. They didn't even make it home yet. They wanted to like visit friends and just like see this is the new baby we got and everything
Yeah.
like that. And my mom was currently a teacher at the time. My dad was a dispatcher for a trucking company. And then we ended up moving from that home that we were living in that was just north of Grand Rapids into the Kentwood in around like 2008. And we moved there. And at the time, living in those two homes, my parents had the season tickets to this semi team that was kind of in a league that was kind of like the Fed back then. It was like the United Hockey League, and it was just a lot of fighting, a lot of goal scoring, everything like that. And then the team was in Muskegon, Michigan, and they were called the Muskegon Fury. And they brought me to that first game, and I just fell in love with it. And I've already had two brothers that were adopted before me, and just my parents saw within me that I was able to just track the puck more easier and just follow everything around. And after when I got to the point where I could actually walk and start talking, I was able to just I want to do this, I want to try that. And my dad was kind of hesitant about it, a little bit. It's kind of like I'm not too sure if you want to do that. I'm not like I'm not sure if you would like to do that. And my mom's like, you know what, let's do it. So they ended up going out buying gear and everything like that, putting me in a learn to skate. And as soon as I hit the ice, I just took off. There was a couple flaws there, but the flaws were skating backwards and learning how to stop. But I could go as soon as I went forward. I was not stopping. That's it. But going from there, and playing at a young age, and then finally getting a call from my parents, like, and I'm like a small. Right now, I'm currently like 6'3", 6'4", 200, and I'm like 10, maybe 5 years old, and I'm little 2 foot, and I'm getting called up to play the guys that are a year older than me and way much bigger than me, and because the speed I had and how well I could play, and doing that, and I played for a coach. He used to play for the Rockford Ice Hogs. His name is Kenzie Homer. His son now currently plays at North Dakota. He was our team's goalie, so having he was so entertaining to watch because he hardly had to make any saves back then because how well that team was well put together. And I went from playing a year up for a couple years, and then after that, I think around 2013, 2014, I went back to play a year of double A again, like with my own age group. And then once I hit, I think 2015, like 2014, 2015, it's when they started the Triple A team for '04s. And then I was on that team with a coach who also coached the high school team at the time. And he was doing that until I did that up until maybe, say, 2018, 2019. And that's when Mike Knuble took over the entire team. And I got the chance to play for Mike Knuble, who was drafted by the Red Wings and played for all these teams, has won Stanley Cups, and now is known in history the only former NHL player to play with both Wayne Gretzky and Alex Ovechkin on the same
Wow.
exact teams. So, which that's a cool stat line to have. And after that, I my freshman year of high school, I played one more year at Double A, and I wasn't too sure about hockey. And then the coach that coached that Triple A team before is now coaching the high school team, and he called my parents. It's like, does he want to come play for me, high school? And this is a whole different school. It's a private Catholic school. It's downtown Grand Rapids. It's very known. It's very well known for the athletics and the schooling part. And my parents are like, we're not too sure about that. We're not sure about the tuition, and everything like that. And he's like, don't worry about it. Freshman year, when after freshman year, uh, played that season. I then transferred to what it was called Grand Rapids Catholic Central, which is a good program, which most people will know. Detroit Catholic Central is just this is just the secondary one of it. And went there for sophomore to senior year. My sophomore year was pretty good. I was on the fourth line there, but was able to put up some decent amount of points there. So, and getting a lot of playing time. And then after that, we made it to quarterfinals. And this is the year like we literally lost right before they announced that there was a COVID outbreak.
Yeah.
So if we were to make it to semifinals, then it wouldn't have mattered. COVID would have stopped it anyways. Then just had that entire summer of COVID, basically doing a lot of workouts and everything. Then junior year wasn't in person. I did remote for the entire year. So which was tough though, not having a regular hockey season, only getting to play 10 regular seasons in the month of March. It's kind of rough like that. So, but we still made it to playoffs and put up some decent points in playoffs as well. We lost. I didn't get to play in the regional final nor the quarterfinals because I ended up having COVID, and I played in one of the regular, right before like the round robin games.
Yeah.
Had COVID during that, and then I didn't get to play after that. So and that my basically ended my season, which was rough, having COVID and not being able to play those last few games. And then started getting ready back into getting ready for senior year. And senior year was a good year. Was led the team in all categories. Um, Made it to playoffs again. Lost in the first round, which was rough. And then after that, you know, graduated, started doing my own thing throughout the summer, and then I was trying to decide where I wanted to go. And I was gonna play NA3 in Long Beach, New York, but wasn't too sure about it. And group through my senior year reached out to me after one of our tournaments in Detroit and said if I would like to join them for a skate in this and there was a foundation called 43 Oak that supports minorities in hockey, and they reached out to me, and I told them, yeah, I would love to, and they invited me. They flew me and my parents out to New York for a skate at UBS Arena, and that same year is where they just built the arena for the Islanders and everything. So,
That's
and
sick.
the Islanders didn't even get to skate on it yet. Yeah, they
You
were
were
on a
one of the first
series
ones to
of
skate
road
on
games
it.
at the time. Yeah, we were the first ones to skate on that fresh ice and everything. And and I don't think that was the first time I've actually skated on NHL ice, like in an actual big arena, and having that experience was really awesome. And getting to, meet other, diverse hockey players because growing up, I didn't really play with any other diverse hockey players. I played against them, but didn't really talk to them or anything, get to know them more. And now after that, I was like, you know what, I want to go where all those guys are at. And so they got me in touch with the organization New Jersey Titans, and I went back to play another year youth at New Jersey and got to play with a lot of diverse hockey players there, and getting that experience to go back and play another year youth and go between playing in the North American League and the North American Three League and getting all those exposures from there. And then after that season ended, uh, went home, worked, and did a lot of hockey over the summer. Went back out for a full season of the NA3. That was just kind of like a up and down hill roller coaster of emotions out there, and just a lot of stuff that was going on with New Jersey. And but you kind of got to face adversity, at
Yeah.
sometimes. And so and after making it to playoffs, we pushed it to a game three after you know, it was a rough game three, for playoffs. Um, a lot of stuff wasn't going our way. Calls weren't going our way. It was rough, and you can't blame everything on the refs, but we were working. We were doing our best. There was times where we would have a clear breakaway and somehow a whistle would blow for a penalty on us. It's like, what
Yeah.
are we doing? Like,
Yeah.
we got to calm down right now. Our coach is getting fired up and everything like that. So, but after that, came back home, worked again, this summer, did a lot of training for hockey. And after I got back, I was in touch with teams that were closer to home, like the team that was in Battle Creek, the Battle Creek Colonels. I was talking to them. And then one of my off ice trainers that I had for high school reached out to me and saying he wanted to meet, talk about the team that he was starting up with a friend of his. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to hear him out on this. And told me that they were starting a team in Holland, Michigan. They're going to be called the Fresh Coast Freeze. They're going to play at the rink in Holland. And he told me to think about it. And at the time they were talking to other guys, they hadn't signed anybody yet.
Yeah.
So I gave it maybe a day, and I told the team about these guys are giving me a better offer. And it's literally 7 minutes from where I live. So I'm gonna, go play there instead. And I was the first guy to sign there, and I was the only veteran guy that's played juniors the longest that signed there. And so I knew that basically over the summer I was gonna have to, take some of these young guys under my wing that we're going to be looking for teams and kind of push them to, come play here and that, everything like that. So I signed there. It was a rough start. We had only 12 guys, and that's
Yeah.
including three goalies. And so I'm playing like that. And so we're trying to get a lot of guys you know, and at the time I didn't have a letter. So, I kind of just was like, this was a team thing. Coaches didn't have a decision on the letters and everything like that. So I basically kind of stepped up, stepped back a little bit, let the younger guys kind of get the feel of what it's like to be a leader,
Yeah.
everything like that. But I was still going to do my part in being a leader, no matter what, on and off the ice. And, and it was a learning curve for them, but, it was kind of like a thing. It's kind of like for me being a veteran, it was like, it's good to step back, just enjoy it because this is your last year playing juniors. So kind of let these guys kind of be there to teach these guys and, be a leader there. But also there's going to be times where you're going to have to let these younger guys have to face that adversity because
Yeah.
it's a newer team. It's in a big league, everything like that. And these guys have never played junior hockey before. So,
Builds
but, you
character
know,
too.
yeah, it builds a big character, especially for the younger guys that were 16, 17 years old that never even been anywhere near this and this type of hockey before.
Yeah.
And you know, and we didn't win a lot of games. I think after I ended up leaving, they were at five. They're at 5 games and that they've won. And there was some games that we won that were very big, but and we had our teddy bear toss game, scored in that. That was awesome.
There you go.
Scored the first goal for us. We were losing that game too. We were down 2-0. It was against the rivals, the Battle Creek Colonels. So scoring that game, and I was very hated a lot. Like people did dislike me from Battle Creek because almost every game I played Battle Creek against, I ended up putting a point up against them,
Yeah.
and somehow we ended up winning. But after playing a couple games, getting into the month of January, I was like, you know what? Went to the coach and I'm like, it doesn't look like there's going to be many games left here for me. And
Yeah.
they understood it too, being the only guy that's 20 years old and was basically chasing the championship.
Yeah.
And we talked about it, and we talked about it with other teams, and I was gonna go to Tahoe, everything like that. And then when I Tahoe kind of fell through you know, with the trade. So Ontario got in contact with me, and Ontario, in California, and you telling people like, I'm going to Ontario, and they're like, "Oh, have fun in Canada." It's like, no, not that Ontario. I'm going to California. I'm going to be in the sun on the beach every day like that. And flew out to California, and man, that team was a really great team. That was a team full of other veterans that were 20 years old, and some were 21 that were turning 21, and that those guys knew how to play hockey, and they knew that what it's like to face adversity and how to build character and everything like that. And this was a hardworking team, and being put in that lineup, it was it was very good. It's like, okay, now I got to get back into playing with the best, everything like that. And these guys come to work every day. It's not where if you're new to this, it's you can't. We're not going to let that go. It's like a mistake. If you make a mistake, it's you got to be on top of it.
Yeah.
So going to them had it was a rough couple of games for me because I was still getting used to it, and ended up scoring in a game when we were in Bakersfield. Finally scoring the first goal, and it felt good to get that monkey off the chest and back and everything like that. And then when we got to playoffs, played the Tahoe Lakers in Lake Tahoe, swept them there. That was a great feeling. Guys were enjoying that. Hit the hot springs on the way back, and then went to Fresno. Fresno, we were with them for those 2 games, but just couldn't come out with a win. Ended up getting swept. So, and then after that, flew back home. It's just kind of just figuring out what I was gonna do now. And I just basically just went into working, didn't really do much with hockey in the off season, but did try and stay in contact with teams like that. So And I got back, played a one APHL game for the West Michigan Sentinels. That was fun to play in. Got a couple of my coaches that I played that coached in Fresh Coast. They played in a game down in Fort Wayne, so that was fun. So, but then just went back to get back to work, doing everything, and then now currently just right before I think it was right at the month of can't remember when main camp was. It's like a couple months, like September, August. Got a call from Lester, who was player coach of the team, and he called me up. It's like, would you like to come play here and everything? I was like, yeah, I would love that. Like, looking for the get my feet wet in any type of pro hockey, and did a lot of tryouts. Told like not using the size enough, but you know what, Lester was the one guy that was giving me a chance, and I'm not gonna take that for granted now. So now I'm in Columbus, Indiana, a place that I've never even heard of at all. Being from Michigan, I've heard of Fort Wayne, Indianapolis, all the other cities like that in Indiana, but never heard of Columbus. But now I'm in Columbus, Indiana, with a great fan base, great group of guys. Getting my feet wet in pro hockey.
Yeah, and you're living the dream now, but like you said, like you faced a ton of adversity throughout your junior hockey career. So like how has that helped you grown as as an individual, as a person, as well as like a hockey player as well?
It helped me grow as just to be stronger, like mentally, but also physically too. Because there's times where there's been racial comments that were pointed at me at times where those are the harder ones to swallow because like you don't really it's like you don't really when at the time when I was younger, I didn't see other diverse hockey players. So that adversity of, I'm thinking I'm the only one that's playing out here and playing against kids that have never even seen an African American play before until they've seen a guy that's in the NHL and everything like that, and having those comments pointed at you, and now having joined 43 Oak, it's like I'm not the only one with these same stories. So now there's like they know what's been going on. They've had their fair share of everything like that, and just facing that adversity. What people say about you, just don't worry about it. Just go and show it on the ice, because then it's just going to show that they're the worst person
Yeah.
and that you're the bigger person out there.
Yeah, you're the bigger person. You can play and like there is no point of having that separation either.
Yeah, it's just a great feeling though. So now you
Yeah.
got a lot of people that are around you, family are supporting you and everything like that. So, and once I said it to my family, I was like, "There's a pro opportunity now in Indiana. Let's do it." And when Lester said you can move down here whenever, I was like, I told my parents, I was like, and my dad is like, "Do it. Just let me know what day you're gonna move down there, and we'll see you when games start." And I was like, "All right." So I moved down here like a couple days before main camp, and met a couple guys that were here, and then when you were here and everything like that. So and had some fun, and then went into main camp, chipped a tooth. Didn't think that was ever gonna happen. I've taken a lot of pucks to the face, especially to the mouth area,
Yeah.
and never had a chipped tooth, nothing like that. Did have a couple cuts on the face, but a chipped tooth hitting someone's visor was not on the storybook of what I would ever have any type of injury before. So, but you just face it and deal with it. It makes you look like a real hockey player now. So,
You're a
but
real hockey player now, so you can no one can take that from you.
no, nobody can, unless the dentist when I go get them fixed.
Maybe that, but like I'm glad you're having a good time. Like how many other times have you been to Waffle House recently?
Well, I don't even
I know
know.
you love your Waffle House.
I think the last time we've been to Waffle House was, I think, after that series against Topeka.
Yeah.
I don't think we touched Waffle House after that. I think we were just, focused on, getting back into it. The kind of to just fun's kind of over a little bit.
Yeah.
There's gonna be times where we can have some fun, but it's time to get serious and get into work. That was like the first weekend, with the guys. So it's time to, go out, celebrate everybody's first games in Columbus, and it was nice. So
Yeah, exactly. It's a good time there and good group of guys too. So you can't complain.
it's awesome here. So and it's like not many kids will get this experience, but
Yeah,
and there's gonna be kids in the future that are gonna want it though. But you can't take it for granted because this is a league where there's gonna be someone out there that's gonna want your spot. So you just gotta go in every single day, work on and off the ice, and keep that spot and show them that you're here to stay. You're
yeah,
not you're not willing to go anywhere else because
yeah.
you got to tell them like you're gonna have to trade me first if you want to get rid of me because I'm gonna work to stay here.
Yeah, exactly. So like what is some advice for those younger kids like you just said like you have to really want it to stay because a lot of people are ta wanting to take your spot. So like what's some advice for like younger players looking to get into any level of hockey to just keep working hard and just keep staying motivated while trying to chase the dream?
Yeah, yeah, just put some work in, day out. I know there's gonna be times over the summer where you're I know like certain ages when you get to that age where you have to work
Yeah.
and you still got time, put that work in. It's still gonna benefit you. So, but just keep putting work in on and off the ice, no matter if it's in season, off season. Just try to do it. Make sure that that there's always gonna be someone that's looking to take your spot, and you got to fight for it. And you show that you're fighting for it, and that you're working, willing to do anything, willing to listen, be coachable, just being that hardworking guy on and off the ice. Because some teams don't like it when there's that guy that's off the ice who's not going to want to do anything. He's a little lazy, doesn't care. Teams want the guys that are great teammates, guys that are there to talk, and there to work, no matter it's on or off, and willing to be there.
Yeah. And once people, coaches, and everyone realize that you want to be there and you're coachable, like makes it so much that easier to stick around, even if you're not the most talented hockey player, or talented player, whatever. Like just the being willing to work every day, do the extra reps, be the first one on the ice, the last one off. Like it does make a difference. Like it's all in the small details and just really being coachable and being a good teammate at the end of the day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. The coachable part is the biggest one because that's what coaches look for. Are you a guy that's going to listen? Because if you're a guy that's not going to listen, then just teams aren't going to want you, and then they just kind of just ship you off somewhere else. But if you're a guy that's there to listen, be a student of the game, and then also a mentor as well,
Yeah.
and be a teacher, then that's where teams and coaches will like you a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, you're a mentor when you're with Fresh Coast Freeze for the younger guys, especially with just 12 guys on the team. So like what was that whole leadership route like for you? And just I know like sometimes you gotta take that step back, like you said, let them figure it out, enjoy the process. But like when you like stepped in, like what was that like just to be that leader for since you were a vet at that time?
But yeah, it would be so stepping in, like I'd step in morally in practices, games like that, and kind of like be like, this is what we need to be doing. Like
Yeah.
this is what coach. So like when the coach has a play that's set up and we're running a certain breakout or forecheck, go out there and show them that's what coach is wanting and be that role model. That's what coaches is telling you. It's gonna work if you do it. So and a lot of younger guys don't when they get fresh into a league, they aren't wanting to get hit. So I kind of show them there's gonna be guys like me out there. They're
Yeah.
just gonna run around. They're not gonna be as they're not gonna be as like more cautious. They're gonna be looking to try to hurt you,
Yeah.
and you just got to be aware of it. And if you want me to, I can kind of just throw it around so you can try and maneuver away from it or something like that. So I was like, So I can help you with that and everything like that. It's just using the body more, when to use it, where to use it, and how to use it.
Yeah, it's all what it's about is just being that leader, teaching these younger guys like how to run the ship. Because once because like you're gonna go up another level or age out of juniors, whatever it is,
Yeah,
and you want those guys to be able to step in and be like, oh, like Grant told me this, and he was a good leader to teach me the ropes of my first season or two of juniors. Like, and then you just want it builds a good culture too. It builds like a family culture and just a culture that you want to have that's going to create a winning culture at the end of the day.
yeah. You just want to be that guy that's going to be that leader who's going to step into roles. Even though I didn't have a letter, I still was there to protect guys.
Yeah,
Even if you were a newer guy that just joined the team and I didn't even know you, there's a guy that's going after you. I'm gonna step in to protect you, and that's why I got brought in to here. To come here to Indiana, play hockey, but also to protect these guys and
yeah,
protect my brothers as well.
yeah. You don't need a letter to be a leader. Like you just gotta like use your experiences and everything like that you've learned through previous years to help the younger guys, help the rookies, and protect the rookies and protect the brotherhood, like you said.
So yeah, it's a lot of learning, a lot of progressing, but when it all comes together, it's gonna work.
Yeah, exactly. So like what do you keep learning about the game? Like you're a student of the game. Like I know that firsthand from just living with you and being your teammate as well. It's like what do you keep learning about the game to help you progress your career?
Just more of where to be more defensively, and then how and what offensively that we need to be doing more of, and that where times where the body really needs to be used, and times where an energy point where guys need to be talking, guys need to be energized and everything like that, and just being in the games where guy you can tell when the guy's tired that kind of be there for them or whatever. And you can see on the ice where if he's kind of moving away from a spot and is kind of keep talking with them, remind him like come back here, and where we have our set play for the defense for the breakout, and remind guys when you're out on the ice that this is what we're running because some guys are going to forget, and they're going to try to chase around, but nope, stay back, because this is what we're doing right now. Stay back and play this now, because if you don't, you're gonna end up getting beat.
Yeah.
So, and just kind of being out there to communicate more and remind everybody this is what we need to be doing and not this. So it's a learning curve though, but
Yeah.
we'll get better at it.
Yeah, you just need the experiences to learn from. And once you learn how to do it, you just keep progressing, and every day you get a little bit better. Just like when you're in front of the net as well, in front of me when we're at
Yeah,
practice. Just get better every day and like now you're a wall in front of the net.
yeah, just yeah. Everybody's like, you got to be a goalie. You got to play like a goal when you're standing in front. And I'm like, well, I liked it when I did it in mites. Didn't like it after that, but but I could try.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
we'll get it to work.
Yeah, exactly. It's fun. You just got to keep learning, just and keep enjoying the game and enjoying the process. Because once you fall in love with the process, like that's when everything gets easier.
Yeah. So yeah. Once the process goes on, you just gotta keep playing with a lot of passion, because some people have had where the passion just has disappeared,
Yeah,
and it's kind of it's they think it's over. Yeah, I don't want to do this anymore.
yeah,
But if you still have a little bit of passion, you just gotta find the right place and the right people to keep it up.
yeah.
So
Exactly. It's what it's about is just having that passion, find that love for the game every day, and just continue to keep loving the game and enjoying the process.
yeah, so getting the chance to play pro hockey, I can see why wouldn't you not want to be up
Yeah,
early in the morning, making yourself some breakfast, you're you're finally living the dream of getting paid, and you finally get living the dream to play pro hockey, practicing every day like a pro and playing games like a pro and getting all everything like that. It's not like we're in juniors. It's like, oh yeah, we got to get up again. Just paid the full tuition. There goes my tuition for this month. It's
Yeah,
like, but no, you're waking up. You finally you've worked hard enough to get to the point where you know you finally can be relaxed and play with more of a passion and not be killed because you didn't do this right or you did that wrong or you did it, but it's not what we're looking for.
yeah,
But now that you've made it to the point where you're at a higher level and you've been working hard all off season and seeing all the hard work finally pay off, it's really good. It's a really good thing to have.
yeah. It's a good feeling to have, and you just gotta continue. And you're playing the best sport in the world, so there's no complaints, especially when you're getting paid for it as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Just got to be go in, come in, listen, do your thing, and then, do what the coaches say you need to do. And then you put it in the game and, it works out in the end.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it's about. But I have a few more questions before we wrap this episode up. And the first question is like, what's your favorite youth hockey memory?
Favorite youth hockey memory would be the year we had the chance of playing outdoors at Comerica Park.
Oh, little
And
Tiger Stadium.
yeah, it was really fun. But the favorite memory part was ending the game, taking a photo in front of the scoreboard, and my number and penalty minutes still up on the scoreboard. Ended the game in the penalty box. We only played two halves, but it was fun. It was fun. Got dressed in the visiting locker room, the baseball field, and that was the first time I've ever been to a major league ballpark. And it wasn't even for baseball; it was for hockey, and it was really cool to experience that.
Yeah, any outdoor rink, outdoor stadium, outdoors, anytime you're playing outdoors, like it's a good time. It just goes back to when you're learning the game and you're just playing pickup and just skating around
Yeah,
the pond and just having a good old time like everyone should be.
it was awesome. And we were playing under the lights too. It was like the sun was going down. It was really nice. It was really nice. And it would have been nice if we got cool jerseys for it, but
Yeah,
getting to wear the eye black and everything like that, and doing the walk outside. I wish I had photos of when we were walking out there, but I only have the photos of when playing. But
yeah,
it was good. It was great. It was great, and some people would never have taken that for granted, and they would keep that memory with them forever.
yeah. Nothing beats that. Being outdoors, putting the eye black on, and just playing the game you love.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next question is, what is one thing that you miss from home that you would want with you now?
Uh, there's a lot. There's a lot. Wish I had my dogs. We had a dog. He was a big Portuguese water dog. He had only three legs. He passed away when I went out to California, but if he were still here, I would bring him here. Like, because I know he wouldn't have done much. He basically would just be laying around all day, and then when we get back, just let him outside, and,
Yeah.
bring him back in. But yeah, I wish I had him, and he would have been nice to have here.
Yeah, that's adorable. Can't go wrong with bringing a dog back to
No,
back to where you are, where you're playing. Nothing beats it. It's another best friend that you can have right there.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
As long as he doesn't take up the space in the bed, we'll be fine.
Exactly. But my last question is how good are you at MLB The Show? Because I would hear you playing that till 3 in the morning every night, just
Uh,
screaming at your TV.
um, I wouldn't say it'd be as good.
I
I
can
got a good
tell when I
record,
just
but
hear you raging at the TV.
there's time. There's been times. There's been times where you can even ask my family. There's been times where I'm getting upset at certain points, but if you aren't having raging points and playing video games, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
You usually you play video games to just relax, but like being having that mindset of being so competitive and having a passion for something, it just
Yeah,
takes over, and
yeah,
that's basically it. So and I'm very competitive though, very competitive, no matter what. I'll start like you'll see me start jumping up and start like sweating. I'll start sweating in times where it's like so close and I need to have a clutch moment. But yeah, yeah, I'm not that good, but getting better at it.
yeah.
Keep trying to play it, on and off. There's other games I could play that don't, get me as upset. But it is what it is.
Yeah, it's just a time to relax and enjoy time away from the rink. So
Yeah,
whatever you gotta do, that's what you gotta do.
yeah, always,
Yeah.
always.
We'll always remember you just screaming at the TV at 3 in the morning when I'm trying to sleep. But that's
That was
that's makes
apologize
for
for that.
funny stories though. But
Yeah,
Grant, thank you again for coming on the show. Really appreciate your time, and I want to wish you the best of luck with Indiana for the rest of the season.
yeah. Thank you for having me. It was great to have this conversation because I always have a lot of stories from time. So, and I think if you had talked with Romeo, another one who was part of that foundation, who's on this team, he could tell you a lot more about 42 because he's been around that longer than I have. So, but getting to hear his story too would be a great thing. And having our stories, we've basically said the same stories and everything like that. But we were interviewed by the NHL and everything like that. It was put out there, and
Yeah.
our stories are out there. And if you get the chance, just link it up, and you can find more about our lives and where we basically come from.
Yeah, that's awesome. Two great guys, and you and Romeo as well. So we'll definitely have to link it up and have it shared on the pod too. So we'll get
Yeah.
that going.
Alrighty.